9, 5, 0.
Welcome to the 950 Lounge Show, hosted by Kevin KP Pryor, the LeBron James of the radio game, the amazing Steph Pearl, the extremely hilarious Rodeo, Mike the moderator, and of course, Backstage Ed. You are listening to the best team in radio. And now I present the 950 Lounge.
We're back on the Ride 950 Lounge, still joined by the best team in radio, and we have a special guest, brother that hails from the same borough I hail from, Bronx, New York. Can tell you some stories about old New York, some things you youngsters might want to learn. But he's wrote a book about it, and I'd love to share that book with you. Going to talk about the book and some other things. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in his maiden voice in 950 Lounge. And the book, The United States of America versus Julito, Mr. Angel Julito Diaz. What's going on, sir?
How you doing, sir? Thank you so much for having me on your show. Well, you know, my name is Julito, Angel Diaz. I'm from the Bronx. I'm raised in 193rd and Creston, 19213, 4 train. D train, 12 bus, 9 bus, for the 6 train people. You know, you always got to make that same. I'm from the 4 train.
Martin Brothers,
yeah, I gotta make that for the 4 train.
You know? On the corner.
But I'm from there, born and raised. You know, I'm born in the Bronx on 193rd, the building 2600 Creston. Basically, you know, coming up in the Bronx, I've been through it all there. As you can see, my book is explaining about where I'm from, how I'm from, and what I was basically raised in. You know, my book is out, but basically my story is basically about me growing up, being young, getting raised by older guys in the Bronx, like per se yourself, that you could relate to that. And mostly I could relate to that being from the Bronx. You know, the big brothers that took care of me out there showed me how to grow up, the good, the bad, you know, being from the Bronx.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
Basically, that's just how it is. But where I'm from is like a block that we all got there. It was all like a weed block, you know, as everybody knows. It's called the Mango Pina block on Creston, 193. Everybody knows it. They mention it. Rappers, everybody mentions the block.
Let's dive into that. Because obviously there's people who will watch this and go, well, you know, maybe they're not familiar. What the hell is Crescent Avenue? But Crescent Avenue, for those who are from New York and really the tri-state, was kind of, not to show my age, but was kind of place was almost like your original Walmart for a certain product or service.
Basically where hip hop started. Like, let's not get that messed up. The Bronx.
You had to go to Walmart if you wanted something. But talk about just that time, because we're in a new era where now things are done online. People are keyboard gangsters. You grew up in an era and a time where it was, what was not heard was what was loudest. Talk about just growing up in that time.
My growing up in that time was a little different. Like, you know, where I come from on Creston, you know, shout out to 183rd, that's more down Creston where legendaries come from. But, like, my era growing up was a little tougher than now, as I see. Like, it was real out there, you know. Now it's a little different. Now you got, like you said, internet and keyboard and over the internet, and then they meet each other and things happen, or they good kids and things happen. Like, I was raised outside. Like, my coming up was, it's my mom and my pops. It's 6 of us. You know, my mom had her first relationship. It's her first 3 kids. That's from her first husband. And then she had 3 other kids that we was from different husbands. But basically me growing up, as me talking about my dad was always in and out of prison. So basically I was growing up outside in the street by myself, growing up with older guys that was around me, took care of me. I mean, didn't make me do bad, but it wasn't making me do good. You understand? But it's just the code of growing up. It's my influence.
You're influenced by what you see.
I'm getting influenced to what I'm young. And basically on my block, if anybody knows 2600 Creston and Mango Pina, the block is like, I lived in 2I. So the building was basically to the front. And I was always one of them kids, you know, being Spanish, like we say in Spanish, presentado, that means like nosy, like, so I would always be looking out the window. I would see the guys.
So you was always inquisitive, like, what's going on out there? What's
going on?
Clockwork.
Whoa, look at this car just came out. Look at Ryan just came out that car, whatever. Whoa, look at the attention. Look at this. That's why I was always looking. I was always quiet, but I always observed since young.
Was there, so I see that you had a lot of male influence, right? It was very dominated in your life. Was there any kind of feminine presence in your life that was an inspiration for you?
I had females, but it wasn't really like too many females because I have 3 sisters, right? They're older than me.
Gotcha.
My 2 older sisters, they left at a certain time out the house, so it was my other sister that was the youngest out the girls. Her name is Christy. It's 3 of us. My mom had boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. To me, I'm the youngest out of 6 of us. So it was basically like the first 4 really left the house, and then it was only me and my sister growing up. Because my other brother left early. He went to Florida to live his life. My sister left. They all left. So it was basically me and my other sister growing up. And then it was like the household, my mom on public assistance. So my mom really like, you know, my sister grew up, thanks God, like she went to college and she's a financial advisor. She does good. But at that time was more than me, I was the male. And my sister was the female. So for my mom to get her public assistance and spend it on me, when my sister was in college, was like, Mom, don't worry, take care of Christy. I'm gonna go out there and do what I do.
So from a young age, you found your way, but it was more about responsibility.
It was more too about a responsibility. My dad was in prison, in and out of prison. So it was basically my mom. Like anytime we had any type of issues with the apartment, the lights got cut off, Mom would wake up the next morning, go to welfare, get it back on. So it was like Mom was playing mom and dad there. My dad was always incarcerated, and he came in times of my life. Like I was 5, then he did 5 years. He came home, I was 10. Then when he came home again, I was 15 already. I was at an age that you couldn't really tell me nothing too much at an age. Like I'm already outside. Like, these are my pops, my brothers. Like these are the ones that raised me.
And I'm starting to make my own little money
in my life and tell me now. Don't do this.
You
don't
a stranger
smoke.
to me.
Where you been at?
But
I knew he was my dad, so I gave him that respect. But I basically raised on my own and with the older guys outside. So my sister went to college, and then it was just my mom with me, like in and out. Then she took responsibility. Took my 2 cousins that were related to my aunt. That my aunt passed away because drug abuse and all that. So my mom took them in, and they became my brothers and sisters too.
So from that standpoint, obviously, the streets are helping groom you as a young man to a adult. When it was the time when it wasn't grooming anymore, now I'm putting in the work. You mentioned about, hey, listen, I'm kind of the man of the house. I'm helping pay bills and
it was at a point in my life, like I guess when I came like that was like when I caught my first charge. Like my first charge, I went to Spofford.
For those who don't know, Spofford is a very well-known youth
Hunts
facility.
Point. So I went to Spofford, and then going through Spofford, I went through like that trial and tribulation there. Like from Spofford, I went to Harlem Valley. From Harlem Valley, I went upstate. When I came back,
and how old was you when you first went to Spofford?
My first time I got taken away from home, I was like 12. This is when it all started for me. Wow. So then I did like 4 years in that system. When I came home at 16 already, I was already like a different level for like, the kids that was already outside because I already been incarcerated. I was already confined. I already been
you built your callus.
I've already built my callus. So when I came home, I was just like, my mom didn't want to accept it, but then I just went outside hard, and that's when I just took over. Like,
So when you at 16, you come home, you get back with some of the fellas, and like, look, I'm ready to, And I'm sure the conversations from prison back and forth, Julito's ready to, do his thing.
Like, then when I came out, and for them, they felt like he's gonna do what he's gonna do regardless. If he don't do it here where we raised that we're going to take him, he's going to go to another block. Because I've met a bunch of people already in prison. Come to my block here, my block there.
You was establishing yourself.
Yeah, and I really started, when I really started, was on Allenton, Barnes, and Arnold. I was already there, but nobody knew what I was doing. Cause I would just get out of school. I would get out of school, go there, cut 8th period, work for 3 hours there, make some money, go home. I'll buy me sneakers, and I'll bring the sneakers home, but I wouldn't bring the box home. So my moms didn't know, like, what's all these sneakers? And I'm like, no, such and such is giving it to me. They keep giving you sneakers, but I was just hustling already.
Yeah, no doubt. So from that standpoint, even though, again, and we're talking to Julito, again, his book is out, and Steph has the book in her hand. But from a standpoint, even though, like, for some who watch, it's like, wow, a guy was doing stuff, but it was almost still like, hey, we're grooming this guy into the family, into the neighborhood business. We're protecting him. But even though people will say, oh, wow, he was doing some other things, but it sounds like just from a conversation, this could have been anybody with a restaurant business, so it could have been somebody who owned a construction company, just happened to be, in the street situation.
Right.
Those are my grooming stages, basically, of being out there. And then from there, as I started coming up in the ranks, because this all go by ranks, I guess coming up was like, all right, he's ready for this, and then he's ready for the next thing. And then so I was calling the shots.
Let me ask, because, it's kind of similar. So I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where was the breaking point when you had everybody that hustled had a breaking point?
Yeah.
Where was that breaking point to say, okay, listen, I'm making money, but something just ain't seeming right?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never had no breaking point. My breaking point was when the feds came and took me. That was my breaking point.
Right.
Because before the feds came and got me, I wound up getting a charge.
Oh, okay.
Part of the game for shooting. Like it says, everybody's outside. Like I tell you, everybody's thing. But when things hit the fan, things don't seem like they was when they first didn't hit the fan.
It's all good a week ago.
So now it happened to me. The guys told on me, and now I'm on the run for that, for shooting, for attempt. And then after that happens to me, I get caught up. As I get caught up, now I'm fighting the attempt. When I'm fighting the attempt, the feds did an investigation on my hood. I was already locked up doing 43 months in the state already before they came got me. But I guess by them implicating me, and people that I think are my friends, this is my message, that everybody that you think is your friend is really not your friend. So it really gets hot on the grill. And this what happened to me. They turned me in. They gave me up. I was in the state doing my time. They came and called me. Come here, Diaz. I'm like, what's going on? You're going back down to court. When they brought me back down to court, I was in an indictment.
And how long was that what was when you added the extra years federally?
Then, I was doing 7 in the state. I was doing 7 years in the state. And when I was doing my 7 years in the state, that's when that federal charge came up.
And at this time, what you're like, You're like early 20s?
Now I'm 24.
Yeah. So from standpoint, you first went into Spofford at 12.
Came back out when I was 16.
And had an 8-year
Then I ran
run.
from 16 to 25 running everything. And then that's when I caught my state case. When I caught my state case, I copped out to 7 years in the state.
Right.
And while I was up north, while I was in the state already, I was in SHU, solitary confinement. I got into a problem in the state. So that's where they put you at to do your time. And once you finish your time, then you go back into population, whatever jail you're going to go to. The miss of me being there, I got a week left to go back to population, so I'm happy. That's when they came like, now you're going back down to court.
Wow. When
I came back down to court, the U.S. Marshals was waiting for me in downstate. That's a correctional facility intake.
Yeah. So they didn't try to do it concurrently, or they just did it?
No, they did it concurrently for me, but not in the beginning because I'm on state time. So when you're on state time and you get like, let's say if I'm from New York and I got another charge in Philly, they'll bring me to Philly, but I'm on a rig.
Yeah.
A rig means that my time is still running in the state, so that time don't start
until you're
done.
Till
I cop out in the feds. So what I did was I got to the feds quick. I read my charges. I already seen who was telling. I already seen there was no chance of nothing. I make my bed, I lay in it. I took my time, and I took 120 months. That's 10 years.
Wow.
So I went to do my 10, but as soon as I grabbed my 10 years, as soon as I copped out, that's when my time started clicking again for the state. Because I still owe the state like maybe 3 years I owed them.
Right. Wow. So as a young man, again, like I said, you're still, for a lot of people, 24, they just getting started. You're sitting in jail. The people that necessarily you consider family to help raise and groom you were the ones that ultimately, put a pin in it. You sitting in, what's the thought? Do you feel like it's over for me? Do you feel like, I can't wait to get revenge?
I ain't gonna lie to you. When I copped out first and got 7 years, I'm thinking like, what did I do in the last 7 years before this time?
Right.
And basically was like, wow, I've done a lot.
Right.
Like this time is about to be long. Like at first, like you thinking like, I've been in and out of jail as in I'll get locked up, I'll get a $2,500 bail, big guys will bail me out. I'll get caught up with this, I'll get out. I never did time, but then it was no bail then.
There was nobody coming.
It's a remand, you're gonna stay here. Now I'm gonna played the movie that I seen, like my book says about me being young, seeing my dad growing up. Cause I used to go see my dad in prison. And I used to want to wonder like what was behind that gate when he used to come out all, smelled up or whatever, like what's there? And I never knew what was there till that time came to me in my life.
Reality
And
hit
now
you.
I know what's back there. What's back there is them jumpers that you're gonna put on, and you're gonna come out. You're gonna visit. You're gonna go back, take that off, and go back to your cell.
Yeah.
For our audience, well, I'll ask that when you come back because I think we're gonna go and take a break, right?
You know it well.
There you
Take
go.
a quick break. We'll come back with the book, The United States versus Julito. Angel Diaz here, 9 Feet Lounge. Don't go nowhere.
Thank you so much.
We're back on the ride, 9 Feet Lounge, still joined by the best team in radio and our special guest, Mr. Angel Julito Diaz, United States versus Julito. It's the book out right now, the stories and times of somebody who actually put that work in, not somebody who's faking it online. Obviously, when we left off, Ed, you had the
I was
floor.
gonna
Go
ask. Yeah, I was gonna ask a question. For most of our audience, as a learning lesson for them, how was it when you are no longer able to roam the streets anymore? Now you gotta stay in the 5 by a small
I'm
cell.
not gonna lie to you. This was the worst experience of my life. That's why when I hear people say this and say that, you can't really tell me that because I lived this. I did 10 years in the feds and I did 7 in the state. And I've did it with the belly of the beast. Like, if you gangbanging, I've been with your big homie, your little homie, whoever. I've been in the state with everybody. I've been in the feds with people that you can't even imagine, from not only from New York, but just when you're in the feds, you all in the country. So you were everybody from Detroit. You were gangsters from Detroit, killers from Michigan, all over the world, black, white, Spanish, whoever you are. And one thing I can say about that was the worst experience of my life. For somebody to tell me when to sleep, when to go to sleep, when to wake up, what to eat, how to move. If there's a fight that happened in another block, now I gotta sit in my cell, it's hot. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. It wasn't a good experience. I mean, I did it, and anybody that know me knows that they can't say nothing about me in every jail I've been to. And I don't mean to say this, but my paperwork is clear wherever I stand at. You know?
Listen, because I'm glad you put that out there, because some young people out there just don't understand until they majority of the youth now,
because
they have to experience it
a lot of them
to
don't
see
understand that this comes with a lot.
Yeah.
They just think that it just comes with the I'ma shoot and that's it. Now you're gonna shoot. There's so many cameras out, like you see what's going on. You're gonna get caught eventually. It's not about the shooting, because the shooting's easy to do. It's easy to shoot. The most thing now is when you get caught up now.
Yeah.
When you get caught up and you didn't do it, but your friend did it, and now you're gonna go and say, damn, they offering me this time. But if I tell, then I'm not good. You're not supposed to tell if you know what you're doing, honestly. So I don't condone that. Like, if you know what you're doing, you have to you do your crime, you pay your time. But now you're in a situation that you didn't do it, your friend did it, and now you can easily do 15, 20 years for free for keeping loyal,
Knowing what you do know now, right, after your experience, what is one big piece of advice you would give to the younger generation?
My young advice for the gentleman, for the young youth is, don't take the shortcut, because the shortcut always comes out to be the long cut. Work hard, and at the end you will live it all. Like, if you rapping, keep following your goals, do what you do. The street ain't got nothing coming for you. It's not like it used to be back in the days that you made something. You are not making nothing in the street right now. You're just getting in trouble, you're going to jail, or you wind up to be something you don't want to be.
Speaking of the music industry, you've had some connections, Daddy Yankee, and he wore one of your outfits to the Source Awards, something that you put together. So when you talk about music and the street game, I mean, we've heard this for many years, no matter what era, whether that was back in the 50s and 60s, and the rap era, obviously, reggaeton. Talk about that affiliation, because
it was like,
people might not know. They'll see a guy here and go, well, this guy's probably close to your favorite rapper, very much so.
Like,
talk about that.
Basically, it was like this. Like, the story with us is basically, Daddy Yankee, Nicky Yang, and a lot of them reggaeton artists, they from back home. As I'm Puerto Rican, so I got that link with them of them being back home with me. A lot of them was my friends when I was growing up, when I was outside getting money with me and my team. We took care of them. We looked out for them. A lot of stuff that they got into, like Nicky Yang has a documentary. That's a real documentary that he's saying that he got into problems with a woman over there that had a husband, and he had to come to Puerto Rico. And his documentary's on Netflix. Is actually true. This is what really happened. This was something that happened. They got into some beef, and they had to come to New York with us. When they stood to New York with us, my big bro that took care of me, that raised me, shout out to Lou, rest in peace. He actually brought them because he was the one that had the link from coming to PR in New York back and forth. That it had to deal with us working back and forth from PR to New York, music and everything. So basically, we got linked up with them. He took them. He did them the favor, like, yo, come over here to New York so y'all don't get in trouble over there, get killed over there. And they stood in New York with us. He took care of them. They was outside with us, you know, in the trenches with us. Nicky Yang and Yankee, shout out to both of them. They was in the trenches with us. And then from there, we started meeting more artists because he was the one from New York.
Right.
So that's when, like, I know, like, right now, like, about 7 artists that are, like, the #1 artists. I know them when they wasn't. Arcangel, De La Ghetto, Zion, all these guys, I know all them, like, good friends of mine.
Probably, if it's safe to say, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Lito, the world's talking about, you know, obviously, what the Bad Bunny concert. Probably from a standpoint, through the connections and some of the things you do, maybe there's not that push from a Bad Bunny perspective, just that growth in the States and, you know.
Yeah. That's definitely like how you just said about growing up in the States. Like, look at him now, for instance, Bad Bunny now.
Right.
People didn't know who Bad Bunny was.
Right.
Now everybody's knowing who Bad Bunny is. Even if you don't understand his music, you're going to bop to his rhythm or you're going to bop to his beat or whatever it is. You know, basically, so, you know, like what I'm saying about the music, my relationship with the music was, like, when I was out there, I had, like, a lot of rappers used to come to me.
Right.
Slick Rick is a good friend of mine. I know that's y'all era. Slick Rick used to come to me all the
You
time.
make it sound like, that's your era. Like,
But you know what I mean? Our era.
You ain't that far behind us, brother.
22, man.
No, the way he say, that's your era. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boogie Down Productions.
Boogie Down Productions, but
I was just a little
like,
shorty then.
K-Bone is a good friend of mine.
Right.
You know, K-Bone is a good friend of mine. She's doing a lot of good things for the Bronx. You know, Slick Rick used to come see me. Jada Kiss used to come see me. Kid Capri, Red Alert used to come see me on the block.
Listen, we gotta understand music and the street are linked. You know, I don't care what era. I mean, you go back to like Lou Rawls, and Lou Rawls was one of the biggest pimps in L.A. Man, you know, Barry White. Was a gang. So this is correlation. Music has always been the town cry of what's going on in the streets. So the connection's always there. The clubs, the lifestyle.
You know, they come to us and then I guess they rap and they cry. You know, they say our feelings like that. So.
Because when you outside, what's keeping you outside while things are slower is the music. Everybody had a box on the corner listening to music, you know. While you was out there getting that money.
I know that Bronx era, the real bebop era, when it started.
Yeah, it wasn't a car with a clean hood when all that banging on the car, man. Don't park your car on the corner.
Big shout out to the Rhythm Factory on Webster Avenue. Moderator, go ahead, jump in.
Let me say this first. Is that, that's our era, so that may put me a block or two older than you. But it's been a long time since I've really had the opportunity, whether in this program or in the street, to converse with a real OG. My brother, you a real OG.
Thank you so much.
Right?
I really appreciate
this era, today's era, or whatever you want to, whatever name is, don't really, the term is used too loosely. The term OG. You know what I'm saying? We come up in an era where you knew the OGs. The OGs ran the hood. If you outside, you was outside. If the OGs felt like, you don't really need to be out here.
Like,
they made sure you had a little space so that you was not, no one really messed with you, but they wouldn't let you get too far out of pocket because they knew you didn't belong out here.
Like, I played a lot of ball, choice, school, football, and all that. Like, and it was because of them. They was the ones that actually pushed me. Go play ball in school. Go play in that tournament. Go play here. Like, believe it or not. Like,
now that you really are an OG, to the young bucks, right? Not necessarily.
I just want to tell you something real quick. I ain't never considered myself an OG. You just made me OG right now.
Yeah, you OG, fam.
Slick Rick, we the OG.
Made me a little OG right now.
You've been knighted.
You OG, fam.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
You got your car. You got
OGs.
promoted.
Listen,
Thank you.
listen,
5'9" gave
listen,
me my.
got out here in the street, did your thing. took your time like a G.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, just from you stating like, yo, if you know what you was doing, rolling ain't the way. You knew what you was doing. You stood 10 toes down when you was in the street.
Yeah,
you
of
need to
course.
stand 10 toes down and take this time and whatever it is, right? So as an OG, right? As you look at today's time, what is it that's missing, that's separated then and now? Because I see a lot of dudes that just, you know.
Can I say it? Because I don't want to, like,
Speak on it.
honor, dignity, and loyalty. These kids don't got no honor, no dignity, and no loyalty. They just doing movie. They think it's tough to be good, to get a gun and shoot, but you got to remember, when you shoot somebody, you taking somebody's life, you got to deal with the consequence, you got to deal with the repercussion that comes behind it, because don't think that you're going to kill somebody, don't think that their family member can't come back and kill you or kill yours. You don't know what they hunting. I might not want to kill you, I might want to kill your mom for you killing my brother. Like, so there's a lot of things that they don't think about. They'll just do things. It's like the music. They'll just do things. You know, you could go to the studio and say whatever you want to say, but you can't be in the street and do what you want to do. So some of them go and get that perspective that they can do what they want to do in the street, and it don't happen like that. It's like sometimes when you hear they killed a 16-year-old kid, you hear that they killed a 16-year-old kid, and they'll mention that he played football, but they don't mention that last night he went to a block and shot up the block.
Right, yeah.
You understand? So then today they went and they killed him in school because they knew that he goes to that school. So now it's the 15-year-old got killed and everybody's crying about it. So what it is, you have to like be more percent on top of your kids, know what your kids is doing, you know, because I have daughters, and I have a daughter that's always trying to sell me dreams, and no, I'm doing this, but I gotta go and do a little extra to make sure that she's not doing what she's supposed to do. She tells me she's going to that nail salon, I wind up going there behind her to make sure she's there and not somewhere else.
Right.
And that's just how now it's just different now. Now people don't got no loyalty, no dignity, it's nothing. Me and you are friends for a long time. We got years. We already 17, 18 years old. We know each other for 20 years. You get into a problem, I got into it, I got in trouble for it. That's just a steak. I gotta eat that. Doesn't mean now that I'm gonna say it's you, you know, like, and that's the difference now. Now it's all right to say, no, it wasn't me, it was him. But y'all did it together.
Again, we're talking to Angel Diaz. The book, United States versus Julito. I kind of want to circle it back to why you in the 10-year bid, right? You come out, and I remember the movie, Denzel's movie.
Training Day?
No, Frank Lucas. Any of it.
American Gangster.
American Gangster. Thank you. He comes out, and it's like the world is different, right? People like, what happened to all the blocks I ran?
I mean, the young boy bumps into
Right,
him.
exactly. It's a different world. When you come out to 10 years, and I'm sorry, obviously in this day and age, we keep in touch. When you come out, a guy, like I said, had a $100 million operation. It's a lot of money. When you come out and go, wow, this is not the same. I mean, how do you adapt to that from a standpoint, like you just mentioned, the honor code and doing things the way it's supposed to be done, to now is a world where like everything is recorded? It
was different for me when I came home. I already knew it was different for the fact that I never been to jail before.
Right.
And there was a couple of like my OGs, big homies or older guys that went to prison. And when they came home, I would come and give them $10,000.
Right.
Yo, here. You know, it wasn't that I told them, yo, here, I'm going to give you these grams or something. Here's these $10,000, you know what I'm saying? You
Get yourself
back on your feet.
Your time, get back on your feet. Look, I got a guy that, you know, I'm doing I'm doing this, I'm doing that, something positive for them, because I already felt that they already did
the time.
They did this. Why would I pull them back into
Right.
risk again? And when I came home, it was a whole different era.
Yeah.
I done gave out 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 30 times.
Like it was the lottery.
And when I came home, to tell you the truth, it was selective people that did that for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, it made me feel in my back, like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I kept it 100. I didn't sell. I kept it sturdy. I looked out. But that's just, you can see that it changes now, the era. And before my era, that was like maybe my big brothers and other people, like let's say Frank Lucas era, when they came home, they was giving them, here's 200, here's 100,000 or whatever they were giving, because I guess the epic. So now that comes to show you now that the epic now and the money it's not what it is.
It's not what it is.
So whoever think they getting money now, you ain't getting no money.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is when you come home, 'cause especially like living over in the area that you at, like even looking at this a small little thing, like even how the neighborhood looks different now. Like Poe Park.
Yeah.
You used to see the little Poe house right there. Now you got some big old museum up over there now, which is like.
And I remember Poe Park. I don't know if y'all remember. I remember Poe Park when Poe Park was lit. Poe Park had sections. I had like a freestyle section, a rap section. You might have had the dudes that dance in Vogue and whatever. It was all.
I'd rather not say on this microphone. But in any event, I don't know, statute of limitations. We're going to take a quick break. I want to dive into the book.
All right.
Because obviously this is what we hear about and having this great conversation. We're going to dive into the book, how you created the book, you know, what went into it, and what you want to get out of the book. Because I think this is a phenomenal read. We'll take a quick break. We keep it moving. Angel Diaz, 9 Feet Lounge. Don't go nowhere.
Thank you.
We're back on the ride, 9 Feet Lounge, still joined by the best team in radio, our special guest, Mr. Angel Julito Diaz. Again, the book is out now, The United States of America versus Julito, an excellent read. Let's talk about the book and how you got into it and what made you decide to write the book. Because a guy like yourself, you probably did a lot of dirty on your lonely. Revolution is not supposed to be televised, but obviously you came to a thought where, you know what, I need to put this out there. What was part of that inspiration?
It was like, first I want to give a shout out to my nephew Adam HD, first and foremost, because without him, probably we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be with this book, because like my era, you stay quiet, you don't talk nothing, you don't say nothing. So this was real difficult for me in a way. But the way I dealt this book was, like, I started my book in solitary confinement, SHU. I got into a problem, got into a fight, got 4 months box time. So this is where it all started. It was basically, it wasn't me going to write a book. I was just in my cell, and I was just spreading my feelings. Like,
keep your sanity.
Yeah, just writing, you know, writing. Like, and I guess writing, then I told my nephew, yo, look, bro, I wrote this. And he's like, yo, you can make a book out of this. So I'm like, what you mean? He's like, yo, you can make a book. You got a story to tell. Like, you've been outside since you was young. You've been around all these people. Then when you went to prison, like, I'm around all the people that are from the Bronx that might not never be coming home, from every borough that you understand, like good or bad. So, you know, with that, he's like, look, at least you got a sentence where you coming back home. You know, you got a chance. You know, you got all these guys mentioned you, like Yankee, like Nicky. You wasn't with them when they was rich. You was with them when they didn't have nothing. You understand? Like, you the one that took care of them. You the one that held them down. You the one that got food from grandma's house to give them.
They slept in your home a lot of these times.
They stood in my house, Nicky. My mom took care of them, all that. We hustled together. I showed them the ropes from Puerto Rico to New York, the whole style. No, put that hoodie on. You can't wear that T-shirt. It's too cold.
Right.
Like, you know, with all that style. So it was like, basically, my nephew kept encouraging me to do it. And then when I came home, I finally got home. When I got home, he said, yo, let's do this podcast. So we did a podcast that we started called FTC, For the Culture, New York City. And then we was like decisive with that. We started doing that. So we said, how are we going to get into it? Where would we find that avenue? Because, you know, there's a lot. We said, all right, we're going to do then the reggaeton. So I had like a lot of the artists, and I started giving them interviews, the ones that knew me. But I would catch them, like, if they were coming down to sing, I'd be like, yo, do me a favor real quick. I have the spot set up without them. He'd be like, yo, come real quick. Let me get this quick podcast. So then I did a couple podcasts, like, shout out to my friend, rest in peace, Flo La Movie. He was like one of the biggest remix kings of the reggaeton. You know, he did like a bunch of Te Di Banda Te Boté. He did a whole bunch of songs. He remixed it with J-Lo, Anuel, with Casper, a whole bunch of people. So I met up with him, and he told me, yo, you got a story to tell. Like, I can help you. So when he was in the midst of helping me, look how things are, he winds up dying. Coming from DR. I don't know if y'all heard that story. But that was a good friend of mine. He was a producer. He was in Dominican Republic, and he was going to Miami. When I came home, I was in New York, and I wind up moving to Miami. I moved to Miami so I could start, you know, getting my goals. So as I go over there, he calls me up and he tells me, yo, I'm on my way over there. I can't pick up the phone because the reception. I'm like, all right. He's like, yo, I'm getting on the plane right now. as I fall asleep, and when I get up, they wake me up. They tell me, yo, the plane crashed. He crashed with all his kids, his wife, everybody. I was like, nah, it can't be real. Like, this was my...
You just had
this was my ticket. I just had the conversation with him. Like, so that happened to me. So we went back down again, and we start working out again, doing what we doing, me and my nephew. And then I'm like, we're going to put this book together.
Yeah.
So we put the book together, and I was like, but what am I going to tell? Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, just spread your feelings. So I just basically talked about my book. If you read the chapters of my book, it comes up from my first stage, from my grooming stages, and all my coming up till I met the rappers.
Yeah.
So I did my time till I came home. And
I definitely want to give a quick shout to your nephew, because he's somebody I've been talking through this process. Obviously, big shout to Orm and making it happen. But we've been chatting, and he gave me all type of stuff. Because I'm a journalist, unlike my rest of my staff. But I'm a journalist here, so I did the research. But he's somebody that certainly was giving me a lot of communication. So again, family is always important, and it's always been important to you.
Yeah, and he always been there for me. And like when I did my time too, that's the ones you really know. I want to let y'all know. All the guys you would outside with, when it's time to do that time, the only ones be there is the ones you don't even expect. It's just family. Yeah. The girl you think ain't gonna be there is the one that's there, and the one you think is not there. It's all crazy. It's all crazy when you get in that situation.
Like you guys just seen, so you're a charm all of a sudden. I'm gonna catch what he has. Yeah.
Again, we're talking to Angel Julito Diaz. Yeah. So as the book is out, and again, you get the book on Amazon.
Yeah, you can buy that. The book is on all platforms. Right. It's on Amazon, hardcover, soft cover. You know, like how we do in the Bronx. We got it hard, we got it soft.
Even for the brothers that don't read, they got it on audio.
I mean, pause. Excuse me, not like that. But we got it hardcover. We got it soft cover.
You know what he meant.
The book hardcover, soft cover. We got it on. It's on. You could buy it Nano on your book. Kindle.
Yeah.
We got it on. And right now we're doing it in Spanish right now. So right now it's getting translated all in Spanish with my voice. You know, thanks to AI.
So I just wanted to ask you, before Kevin asked you a question, how did you come up with the name?
Basically, the name was, I used to read my paperwork a lot.
I can say that's the easy one, right?
I used to read my paperwork a lot, and my paperwork always says, you know, anybody that knows, the United States of America versus you. So I'm like, the United States of America, right, is versus me. But then it was like, when I was outside, too, it was everybody against me, too. So it was basically the whole United States against me.
Me against the world.
So me against the world. So, you know, looking at that paperwork so long, studying that paperwork and trying to find any loopholes again last time or whatever, I just looked at it and I just said,
and
United States of America versus me.
That is a powerful statement. When you see something go to big United States against little old, that's a powerful statement all to itself. So while, yes, you see the paperwork and stuff, but putting that on a book cover, for me, somebody say, wow, that made me go, damn. You know, even though we get it, you know, court is always the U.S. government.
And it's basically you go against the United States in all ways, good or bad.
Yeah.
No doubt. When you got this book out now, it's out, it's for people to buy. What do you want to accomplish with the book? I always see the book, I'm sure, was therapy for you, because during your darkest moments, it helped get you through. Just
on my darkest moments right now with the book, we trying to make a docu-series on it. I got some people trying to do some animation, like series with me. So we got a lot going off the book. Trying to make ready the book like a documentary. Trying to have it out there. Trying to give young kids the lane to see like everything that you think is not what it is. Maybe you're going through what I went through in my book, and maybe you could see ahead of time what's about to happen. So maybe you could stop doing what you're doing now, before you finish the end of the book and get the result that I got.
I personally got 1,010,000 questions, so I know I got to drop it down to one. So I need you to fix something for me. Today's individuals, I won't even say youth, because there's a lot of folks who ain't youthful who still have this same mindset. There's a whole lot of people that think it's all good once they get that jumpsuit and go behind them gates. Will you please set?
It just started there. It just started there. That's like a whole new chapter of a whole new book you open. Once you throw that jumpsuit on, now it's different. Now you got to see who you are for real with yourself. Now you got to find yourself in prison, because it ain't now you ain't gonna run upstairs or run to your man and go get the gun now. Like, for instance, you like 6 something, and if I weigh something and you coming to do something to me, I got to make a move. I got to do something now. Now it's no more I'm going to go call my crew and jump you or we going to shoot you.
Woke up this
I got to make a
morning.
decision now.
Right.
Like, I'm going to let you keep abusing me, or if I, God forbid, I do something to you, I got to know now I'm going to get another charge. Now I got to deal with other consequences. So it just started when you threw that jumpsuit on. Don't think that you got your jumpsuit on, you already earned
Because you know,
your flag.
there's a
You got to
stereotype.
finish your bid.
Right. There's a stereotype that well, you go in, you know what I'm saying, it's all good. You know, I have 1,010,000 stories. Everybody's seen something. It's a family show.
But
so
you know what you always learn, son? Because I've seen this. I've been in jail. Everybody's going to go in jail and say they turned this, they turned that.
I was about to say
Nobody goes in jail and says, yo, you know what? They took my sneakers. You know what? My mother went, the money that they sent me, I came with a whole bag of commissary. 4 guys came and extorted me and took it. Nobody's going to say that story. Everybody's just going to say that to make them look good.
Right. I came in, I was this, I was that.
I did that. I was the big homie. I came out the big homie. I'm singing about this, that. And sometimes they talking about somebody else's story. Because that's how this goes.
No doubt.
You can't be a certain age telling me that you did 20 years in the feds. How? It doesn't make sense.
20 years in the
out the
feds, but
cradle.
nobody
Right.
knows you.
You did when you came out. Your mom's had you in the feds, and she did a 20-year bid with you in the
Right.
feds, and then you came out.
I was on the
Certain
training
things
table.
don't add
You
up.
didn't go through the trenches.
Yeah.
That math ain't mathing.
No, it's like the same way when you in there. It looks sweet. That phone, you gotta get on that phone. You gotta respond. It's inmates that's running that phone.
Yeah, after a certain
You
time,
gonna let
you
somebody
can't
tell
use
you
the
you can't
phone.
use the phone, or you gonna call for the phone. This is the decision that you gotta make now. I'm getting on that phone, so as soon as I grab that phone and he comes to me, I gotta hit him with that phone. I'm still not getting on the phone now anyway, and now I'm gonna get beat up because now the police gonna come bend me up, spray me, everything. So I gotta go, and I still didn't make the phone call.
No doubt.
So this is a lot of things that you go through.
Again, the book is United States of Julito, Angel Diaz. Brother, I can't thank you enough. We need to have you back on because, again,
It would always
based
be a
on what you
pleasure to be
definitely
on.
did, it's a lot that we just can't cover in 45 minutes, but we got to have you back on. But real quick, before we get you out of here, give me 30 seconds on why somebody should get this book, whether that's to help somebody, empower somebody to do right, or maybe a mother or father going through with their child and just find answers.
I mean, the
Tell
book is a type of book. It has all type of things in it. It has laughter in it. It has feelings in it. It has suspense in it. So, I mean, for all readers that read books or you listen to it, it'll let you know the story. You'll have your own perspective of it. It's messed up, how it happened, what this happened, why they did that. You might have questions that you want to ask yourself or find me to ask me. You know, but the book to me is a #1 Amazon. It's on Amazon right now, #1 bestseller.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, thanks for that. And I mean, it's a book about the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. If you're from the Bronx, rep the Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx.
BX all day. Put them extras up, Steph. Again, the book is United States of Julito by Angel Julito Diaz. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all so
Where can
much for
reach out?
having me.
Again, reach out to you, more information.
Well, you want to reach out to me, you can find me BX Julito. We on all platforms, Adam HD. We doing anything, you know, youth for kids. We going to, I got like 2 other things. I'm about to go to some schools in Massachusetts to talk to some kids about my book. I'm going to bring my book over there. I got like a couple book signings coming up, so I'll be around doing that. And basically, that's it. Thank
No
you.
doubt. We're here to help on that. Let us know what we can do, man,
Thank
to
you
help
so
push
much.
this out. I
Appreciate
think it's an
y'all.
important read for everyone, for everywhere you've been, where you at. This book's important. Julito Diaz, thank you so much, my brother.
Thank y'all so much for
Take
having
a
me.
quick break. We keep this thing moving. Best team in radio. Where else you want to be?